Hello, everyone. Welcome to the NetBackup Sessions, our first ever digital summit. We're going to be talking about all things data protection. I'm Matt Mearson, and joining me is Cliff Barcliff.
Hey, everyone.
So, Cliff, this is our very first episode. We're going to be talking about actually doing more with less. What do you think of that topic?
Well, more with less. Near and dear to my heart. As an ops manager in a former lifetime, having a 7 by 2014, 3 shifts, you would think I'd have enough time in the day. Never had enough time in the day.
Nope.
We had different tape operations, media types. We had different operating systems. The company switched data centers. Of course, we're always growing on top of that. And then I always had to have restores coming from all over the world. And on top of that...
Cliff, it's okay. Did you not know that there was a vendor that could help you do more with less?
I mean, actually do more with less.
Actually do more with less?
Well, it's too late for me,
Yeah.
but not too late for our customers.
I know. You know, actually, I had a conversation with Mark Coletta, and we had a couple good points on this topic. I think we should take a look. You might like what he said.
All right.
Hey, so I'm here with Mark Coletta. Mark is a senior product manager here at Veritas. Yes. Mark, welcome.
Thank you very much.
All right, so for this section of this conversation, I want to talk about this idea that we're in the era of more, right? We've got, and from a technology standpoint, we've got more applications, more databases, more storage targets, like more everything. Correct. Customers are struggling to deal with that. What can we do to help?
Sure, and it really comes down to 3 things, okay, from a customer perspective. They're concerned about the workloads, how many there are, how big they are, all of those things, okay? Their next biggest concern is on ease of use. How do I make this more simple for my day-to-day operations for my administrators?
Right.
And finally, they want to know what they have, okay? They've got all of these things out there. They want usage and reporting of where all of this information is so they can do something about it.
What value they're getting out of it. Okay, that makes sense. You know, that's actually a really good set. Why don't we focus on those 3? Sure. Let's start off, you said workloads first. Let's talk a little bit more about workloads.
Sure. So workloads, it really comes down from a Veritas perspective of looking at the breadth and the depth of the workloads, okay? And they kind of come into 2 different buckets there. We've got the traditional workloads where we've got, you know, Oracle and SQL.
and other, okay.
Exactly.
Yep.
But then we have a ton of new workloads out there. We got the NoSQL environments like Hadoop, okay? Yep. We got open source environments like MariaDB and PostgreSQL, okay? Yep. So we have to be able to give the customer the ability to back all of those up. And as a matter of fact, we protect over 500 data sources. So those are your applications, your databases, your file systems.
Yeah, it's still a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
We also can write to 150 storage types, okay? 30 of which are cloud connectors. So we can cover the breadth and the depth and write to any of those sources that the customer may have.
All right, so Mark, so you mentioned breadth and depth, right? And that kind of leads me right into the thought about scalability and performance. Let's focus here for a second.
Okay, so NetBackup has always been known as the king of scale, okay?
Absolutely.
So we scale to the customer's largest environments out there. We protect thousands of normal environments or virtual environments. We can protect whatever the customer has. It's not a problem. And then we also have, you know, our big data framework, which protects the NoSQL environments like Hadoop and HBase.
Yep.
And with those, with our current technology of being able to scale out and up with those technologies, we can offer customers 67% reduction in secondary storage utilization, as well as 3 times faster backups than their own native technologies. So we can meet those customers' needs wherever they need it.
Nice. All right, that's impressive statistics. Somewhere in there, you said virtualization. Virtualization is everywhere. Let's dig into that one just a minute.
Sure. So traditionally, we think about customers and their virtual environments. We think about the VMwares or the Hyper-Vs, okay?
Right.
We cover all of those. But now customers are starting to look to the future. What else is out there? So we introduced support for Hyper-V, we have Nutanix, we have Docker, Red Hat virtualization. So we can cover all of those platforms and meet our customers' needs as they move into these new technologies as well.
All right, last, can't have a conversation these days without saying cloud.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So how are we helping them with the cloud?
Absolutely. So within NetBackup, we offer cloud direct technologies, okay? I mentioned before, we cover 30 plus cloud connectors.
Right,
okay?
right.
Well, we offer deduplication of the cloud. And in the latest version of NetBackup 8.2, we can increase speed of 2 times what we were doing before with our cloud connectors.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
So we're increasing the performance all the time.
And just helping make cloud a more feasible technology for customers to move to.
Absolutely, and it's all deduped. That's the beauty of it. With that 2 times faster, it's all deduped. So once you get the data up there, all we look is for those change blocks, move it up there, and you get the speed of those backups, and it doesn't cost you as much to move it up.
Beautiful. That's what I was thinking right there. You pay for every little ounce up there. So
Absolutely.
that's going to help you save money. Okay, perfect. All right, so from a workload standpoint, that seems like a pretty comprehensive list.
Yep.
The second big topic you mentioned was ease of use.
Yes.
Let's talk about ease of use. That sounds like a really good thing.
It is. It is. And customers are really looking for how can they do things better, faster, and don't have to do it as much. Make things easier for the administrator that's out there. Okay, so what we've done is we've focused on how we can make life easier for that workload admin or the NetBackup admin themselves. How can we make their day-to-day life easier?
Yeah.
So what we introduced was a web interface, a web UI for NetBackup. It'll help them move forward. And what we've done is we've created a dashboard when they first log into this environment, okay? And everything's up front.
Nice.
They can see their current job status. They can see their storage utilization. So everything's right there. It's right at their fingertips. Plus, we have a sidebar where they can go do their common administration tasks. So if they want to go check the protection status of one of their VMware environments, they just click on the protection status. They can see exactly what's happening.
Nice, nice. Cool. All right, so in addition to that, are there any other areas as far as ease of use that we should mention?
Sure. One of the big things we've been doing lately is introducing Agentless. Okay?
It's a great word.
It's a great word. And there's 2 areas we've focused on so far, and we're going to be working on more. The first one is VMware, Agentless VMware. The second is with our big data environments, okay? The Hadoops and the HBase.
Yep.
And the beauty of that is when you have these environments that we can utilize APIs to talk to, we don't have to push a client out there anymore. So there's no more management or maintenance of a client. When you update NetBackup, you get the new controls that go talk to those environments. Or let's say we're going to add a new feature to Hadoop or HBase or any of those. You could download the new plugin, put it on your system. You don't have to update a client.
But it's not requiring an entire NetBackup update just to do that. That's
correct.
Fantastic.
You download the plugin, you put it in, you get the new feature. You're talking and doing the new features that we've made available to you.
Beautiful. All right. Well, it definitely sounds like easy use to me.
It is much easier for the customer.
All right. So the last segment you mentioned at the beginning, you said usage and reporting. Talk to me a little bit about what we've got for our customers there.
Sure. So a couple of the biggest concerns our customers have is ransomware. It's on understanding what's deployed in their environment. How much do they have of everything? So they're really looking for a tool to help them understand what that looks like, to know that their data is protected and what's out there.
Yep.
So we have a product called Aptar. Aptar will take a look at their entire infrastructure, whether it's backup and reporting. Okay, so we can look and say, when was the last backup done? How many do I have? Where are the copies at? All of those things. But it can also look at your other infrastructure and your storage infrastructure.
Oh, nice.
Within the storage infrastructure, it looks at how many copies of data do I have? What storage frame is it on? How much utilization I have? So it gives you all of this valuable information to understand how your data is protected, where it lives, how many copies you may have of that. Gives you all of that information in one place. Makes it very scalable for the customer because it goes across the entire enterprise. It's at their fingertips.
Nice. Well, you know what? I think that helps with visibility, right? They get a lot of information, a lot of insights they gain out of NetBackup. Aptar helps them see just a little bit more.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. All right. Well, Mark, thanks. This was very insightful. I appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Hey, Cliff, so what do you think? Mark had a lot of good insights there, yes?
Always fun to learn new things.
Oh, absolutely.
I had a chance to learn a few things myself. We spent a few moments with Misha Vaughn, who runs our customer experience team. She showed me some things about the UI and the customer experience.
Oh, I'd love to take a look at that.
Well, let's take a look. Misha, so happy that you're here today. We just heard this deep dive discussion on infrastructure and what's been going on with NetBackup, but I want to see the latest and greatest UI. I'm all about making life easy. What can you show us?
I really appreciate you having me here today, Cliff. Now, realize I'm in customer experience, so I'm going to talk about the product, but I'm also going to talk about a few things that wrap around and enhance the whole customer experience.
it's
So I've got a little bit more to show.
Right, it's never just one thing. It's the start to finish of the customer.
You got it. It's the whole customer journey. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, have you seen the web UI?
We're shooting these wonderful videos and seen some great product, but I know I've only seen just one screen, to be honest with you. So Hopefully we get to see more than just one.
All right, let's jump right in. So this is a login screen. Hopefully that leaves you with a nice warm feeling. We've got some nice color going on
Yes,
here
we
between
do.
the two of you. You match, love it. This is the dashboard experience. Now, let me ask you, how do you like to keep your clothes at home? Are you tidy? Are you neat? What does your closet look like?
Now I know why you asked this earlier. So I tend to be not a neatnik,
Yeah.
but I very much appreciate it when it is. And I know it makes a big difference.
Yes, it does. We like everything in one place, just like our dashboard, right? So we have designed the NetBackup dashboard to have everything in one place for our NetBackup admins.
And I did notice that earlier, that we have things like, ooh, I'm a cloud person. We actually did a cloud thing. Oh, look, I have a cloud thing just for me.
Absolutely, absolutely. And when you come in, you're going to have things like your job. So at a glance, without having to dig into the product, you can find out about your active, your queued. You can find about your successes, your partial successes. You get a feel for what's going on. You can look at your certificates. Again, at a glance, without having to click in, you can see how many missing, valid, expired, and you can also see the total number of hosts.
Okay.
Over here on the right, you can check out your security events and the audit log. You can look at your storage capacity reporting. You can get a feel for that. Now that is based on Smart Meter, which we love. Now, we also decided to add some navigation here on the left-hand side. Really
Everything
keeps
is
you in
moved,
place.
hasn't it? It's moved from the top over to the side in one place.
Yes, all in one place, really easy to access, right? So here, if I wanted to dip in and check out security, I could check out my role-based access control, I could look at certificates, my hosts, tokens, APIs. If I want to go into certificates, I can check out my host certificates, I can check on the status. And again, my favorite friend down here, usage reporting, it relates back to the usage reporting here tied to Smart Meter.
Okay.
So it's everything in one place.
What can we dig into a little bit?
Okay, well, this beautiful UI was built with a host of APIs.
APIs, love the term when we know it's what my customers want. They're software-defined everything. The software-defined data center. I always say it would be great if our products were consumed sometimes as a couple lines of XML.
There
They
you
can
go.
consume the way
Something
they
as
want
simple
to
as
consume
that.
it.
So let me ask you, do you like to get under the hood of your car at all or not so much?
Oh, actually, I'm hands-on.
Okay,
Not
then
just
you're
in
going to love
technology,
this.
but I've broken knuckles in my
You're
time.
absolutely going to love this. Okay, so our NetBackup 8.2 ships with about 250 APIs. So if you like to get under the hood of your car and you like to play around, you're going to like what we do with our APIs. It's very straightforward to access, right? It runs commands right off your master server.
What's this called?
This right here is the Swagger user interface.
Swagger. Okay,
Yes,
so this
yes.
is a modern technology, right? Open source code
Yes, it
that
is.
people
Hey,
use.
you've done your homework.
just a
I
little
like
bit.
that. I like that.
This is us using the modern tools that our
You got
customers
it. You
use.
got it. Any DevOps specialists would be using this today. They would understand what this looks like. They would understand how to interact with it. Very straightforward.
This is how, if I'm going to incorporate workflow of data protection, a DevOps person would come right here and find out how their code might work and interact with NetBackup.
Or orchestrate their own. Run their own commands against the master server. Now, if you want to dip into it, right, the first thing you have to do is actually go to your login API, and you will actually scroll down and dip in, hit the try it out button here, and then you're going to need to enter your domain name, your NT domain, your username and password, so you have to authenticate.
Just like I would, pretty much if I type it once, it's going to be here.
Exactly. But once you're in, then you're in, and you can access all of our APIs. And if you want to, though, you got to be careful because you're actually running commands against your master server.
Right. These aren't just
it's
random
not for the faint of
things.
heart. No,
Right.
this is not something that you want to mess around with unless you know what you're doing. So it helps if you have that DevOps background or a bit of expertise with APIs.
Wonderful. That was very exciting. Again, I always like streamline, easy, automate the heck out of everything.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, you're going to like this streamlined, easy, for the next thing I've got to show you. So, okay, let me ask you, what do you think one of the number one pieces of feedback our customers have given us about the overall upgrade experience of our product?
Well, I know it's not always as fast as they want.
And they also want everything in one place.
Because we touch a lot of things with NetBackup. We're touching
Yes.
infrastructure all over the company.
Absolutely.
Which means there's a lot of interoperability that we have to take into account.
And beyond interoperability, there's all the information that I, as a NetBackup admin, have to consume just to get organized to get started. So we've been listening to our customers. We go to customer forum, we run surveys through our CPAT program, we do tons of phone calls year round, and one of the biggest investments we've made is actually in the customer experience of our support portal, particularly the new download center. So see that little new icon on there?
New.
All right, so let's
You're
take a
gonna show
look.
me new.
Let's show me new. All right, we'll show you new. These are the products that I would have access to when I log in. This is our landing page. This is everything I can dip into. So say I want to take a look at NetBackup 8.2, right? You'd say, okay, all right, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click into Learn More and see what I have there. So you're going to see right away, we've consolidated all of this. You don't have to go someplace else to find everything. It's already aggregated for
You
you.
have the documentation, release notes, compatibility
You
lists.
got it right there, right there.
I don't have to hit 6 different places to
You got
find
it.
who can talk to who. Okay.
Software and hardware. And if you want to take a look at what we have under the hood, so for example, all of our release information, everything that's coming in the product, one quick link right there, including VMware Agentless everywhere, MS SQL AG support, you can see all the information right
So
there.
for a particular release, I don't have to read the whole lot of release notes, unless I want to get a very quick overview of
Exactly
what's
right.
going on.
It's a quick glance. That's exactly right. A little bit further down, all of your download instructions, but there's not that much to it. It's just a very quick hit, helps you get organized, helps you prepare all of your installers, which you can actually single select, multi-select, download as many files as you want. Of course, you will have to log in to access the files.
Is this a whole nother user ID and password with Veritas?
No, it is the user ID and password you've always had.
Oh, so I don't have to do another thing?
Nope. We did
Wonderful.
all of the work behind the scenes. So this is
Making
all in one
my
place.
job as an admin easy.
That's the idea. We listened to our customers who said, we do all this internal organization to just get prepared. Can you help us out? Can you package it up? And the answer was yes, we could. Even all the way down to our updates, all the information in one place. So if you want to come here and find out about your Java language packs, if you want to see your device mapping files, all right here.
Okay,
Pretty nice and tidy, right?
wonderful.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Great
excited about these
experience.
things. Absolutely. I really appreciate you having me out today. I'm really
Yes.
excited to show this.
This, again, as a former ops manager, anything that makes the use of the tool not get in the way of the use of the tool
Absolutely.
is of powerful benefit. Thank you so much, Misha, for exploring the UI, but not just the UI, the whole customer experience.
Okay, now you said customer experience. I'm going to leave you with one more little
One
bit.
more thing.
One more little thing.
That sounds like somebody we used to know.
A little leave behind for you. So if anybody wants to go check out anything that they just saw on this video, a few quick hit links, you can go check out the support portal and see our new hotness, right? Here is the direct URL. So if you want to actually hit the web UI, you can go log in directly. If you want to check out our documentation to kind of get organized, we have some fantastic new quick hit informational videos, including the upgrade experience, as well as information about our APIs. A quick 4-minute video and you're done. Our Swagger API, this is the URL right into it, so you can just go check it out, but be warned.
Forward to DevOps person.
You got it. And then for any customer who wants to give feedback, I encourage them to register in our CPAT program.
Absolutely. There's nothing better than having a voice
You got it.
in what is going forward.
You got it.
With anything that you consume, but especially here at Veritas.
Completely agree. Completely agree.
Well, Misha,
This
thank
is so
you
much fun.
so
Oh my
much.
gosh.
Learned a few things, and hopefully customers can take away the idea that we are listening and we're making the whole Veritas experience intuitive, easy, and streamlined.
You got it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Misha. That was great. All right, so joining me now, I've got Brad Tipps from Veritas, who is our Senior Director of Cloud and Technical Alliances, and we've got Ryan Bullock, who is a Senior Backup Engineer with a longtime customer of ours, Merkle. First of all, gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Pleasure to be here.
So Ryan, longtime customer. Exactly how long have you been a customer of Veritas?
Yeah, I've been using NetBackup for 12 years.
12 years. Well, thanks a lot. So in the 12 years, a lot has changed. But before we talk about that, what's your environment like today? How do you use NetBackup today?
Sure. Merkle's a global company. We have a lot of remote offices across the globe. We're using NetBackup there. But mostly we have a data center on the East Coast. We're backing up a footprint of 2 petabytes. We're at about 7 petabytes to tape, exclusively tape right now. We've also got a couple cloud instances where we're backing up clients in the cloud and mostly using Air to replicate data to the cloud.
So you are our model customer. You've got you on-prem, you've got some stuff on the edge, and you have a cloud footprint. So 12 years, what has kept you with us for 12 years? What have you been doing with the product that's still continues to be of value?
It's ease of use. I know how it works. I can create automation when I need to. I can report to my clients on what they need to know. But mostly I trust the product.
Okay, wonderful, thanks. That's can't be asked for a better statement than that. Trust.
Yeah. Actually, I was going to ask Ryan. You mentioned ease of use. What is it about ease of use? Because this is a big topic these days with data protection.
There's a lot of flexibility with NetBackup. I spend a lot of time in the CLI. I can write some automation. I can write scripts. And the BP platform makes it very easy to do that.
Okay, Cliff, this is why I was going to ask this. It's so interesting because today, and Brad, you know this as well, all the newer companies coming in are all talking about simplifying the user interface itself and taking the complexity out of it. And that's great for some, but it might not work well for you if you're needing to do CLI and custom for certain applications, right?
Sure.
Okay. So the flexibility of the product having both is still a benefit.
Yeah, very important. So Brad, to you, a similar question. Many years now, partners have been joining with Veritas to go to market with joint solutions. Why?
Well, good question. I mean, I think for one, Veritas is the market share leader in data protection and has been for well over a decade. And so as a result, we have been serving some of the largest, most complex organizations on the planet. And as a result, we can provide data protection across a multitude of workloads, environments, whether those are on-premise or in the cloud. And our customers are looking to us to work with an ecosystem of partners, and in this case, some alliance partnerships with players like Pure Storage, Nutanix, AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google, are to name a few, really. But those are some of the key alliance partnerships that we have today. And as I said, our customers want us to work closely with them so that they can rely on their data protection platform to secure the data as they adopt those new technologies from those partners.
Makes a lot of sense.
Makes a lot of sense, yeah.
You know, Ryan, you mentioned you have this big environment. We talked about, especially these cloud vendors offering scale, but you sound like you have a lot of scale. Can you give us one example of scale with NetBackup, what you have to accomplish?
With NetBackup, it's very easy to add more clients, add more storage, whatever resources we need. I don't have to worry about running into limitations with NetBackup. And if we need to, we can just set up another NetBackup environment. But it's been very easy to just continue to add things, continue to add policies, and automate around all of those.
So over the 12 years, I'm sure Merkle wasn't as it was 12 years ago. So hopefully we've scaled right along with you.
Oh, absolutely. In the last 2 years, we've doubled our data footprint.
Okay, well that's a lot of growth. So Brad, scale, is that important with our partners?
It absolutely is, and there's a reason, a method behind the madness in terms of how we select our partners. Our customers are choosing Nutanix, for example, to scale and provide a hyper-converged infrastructure solution on their platform to help reduce costs, to simplify their environment, and they want a common data protection platform for it. And we've obviously demonstrated that ability to scale with our existing customer base for many years. Likewise with Pure Storage, why would customers want to adopt that? Well, they're leveraging that all-flash infrastructure for storage, for high performance and scale. And so we provide snapshot data protection of the flash array and are able to provide those instant restores and snapshots, reside those on the flash array, or actually move them to a long-term retention, perhaps the Veritas Access appliance.
Yep.
Yeah.
So those are just a couple of examples, and I think I'd be remiss to say, customers are adopting cloud today, and I think even Ryan indicated, they're using cloud for storage, but they're leveraging data protection, Veritas NetBackup in the cloud, to protect data in AWS, I believe.
Yeah. Right. So can you just a few examples then of, you said something about on-prem and your large data mart, but what are some of the other locations of data or how you're using NetBackup? So you mentioned things like, I have my data mart, but you also mentioned something about cloud. But exactly what does that mean?
So we found that some clients just prefer the ease of cloud. They like that we can set up servers very quickly. They like that they can use some of the AWS tools that come with it. But we still wanted to provide point-in-time backup and data protection.
I know you've been around for a long time. You have this great experience. Can you share with us just maybe either a new NetBackup person or somebody who's been using the product for a while, just what it takes to scale. What are the tips and tricks, if you will,
Oh, here we go.
of the trade?
As far as scale, depends on what your storage is. You want to make sure you understand how you're writing that data to that storage. You want to make sure you take advantage of transferring data through the streams, or making sure that your job is easier. NetBackup makes that really easy. Besides going to scale, you can replicate a lot of automated tools within the command line interface. So I would say if you're going to learn those, if you don't know them, if you're not familiar, start with things like VP List, VP Clients. Start with things that you can look at the media with, VP Media or VM Query. Those are all great places to start to get the data you need.
So those are the types of commands and the command line interface you're talking about that you build your automation around. Anything else that somebody needs to know when they're managing a large environment?
One of the gotchas, you got to make sure you understand your disaster recovery.
Okay.
And that means practicing a catalog restore. If something happens, you're going to be one of the first people they call, and they're going to do it when they're the most anxious.
So be prepared, right? Be prepared and know what you're doing. Practice it.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Well, that's awesome. I think we get a lot of value out of that, and I think we'll be able to share that with a lot of folks. I think, gentlemen, thank you for all of the great information.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys partnering with us on this episode.
A pleasure.
All right, for those of you who still want to continue the conversation with us, head on over to Vox, where you can join our Hey Ava session, where you can ask Veritas anything. And don't forget to go to veritas.com/NetBackup Sessions, where you can enter to win AWS reInvent passes, as well as a behind-the-scenes tour of our Roseville, Minnesota office, where you can meet our NetBackup product managers and engineers. Finally, mark your calendars, October 24th, we're going to have the next episode where we're going to be talking about data protection designed for VMware. You're not going to want to miss it. All right, till then, take care, and we'll see you back on the next episode. Thank you.
All right, talk thing like you do all the time on the news.